Get your axes ready, Frumley. It's time to chop our way through the second last episode of Season 3. There is so much to talk about here, from what the heck is going on with Tabitha, Fatima's demon baby, and bottles. More and more bottles. So stick with me as we go over the episode's biggest questions and theories. And be sure to leave your own thoughts and theories in the comments below. Now let's cross that threshold and get into it. Is it just me, or are all of our characters getting powers each episode? Because what's happening with Tabitha is absolutely insane. We start on the main level of the church, where Victor, Sarah, and Tabitha have finished that spooky story between the boy in white and Christopher. This episode, Victor will have to come to terms with the fact he may have caused his mother's death by telling her about saving the children through that faraway tree, but we'll get back to Victor in a bit. When Tabitha grabs Victor's arm, time slows down. It isn't until the end of the episode that Tabitha truly grasps the enormity of this new power. I'm hesitant to call it a power, but what the hell. While walking with Julie in their search for Fatima, Tabitha sees one of the Ankui children who leads them to the root cellar. It's unclear whether this child wants Tabitha to discover Fatima, Victor, or both. Regardless, Tabitha ends up touching Victor and experiencing what can only be described as a flashback or memory. There is a lot to unpack here, from is Tabitha Eloise, Miranda, or is she something else entirely? Let's tackle these one at a time. Could Tabitha be Eloise? I'm putting this as a probably not. In my opinion, the young actress who plays Eloise doesn't look like Tabitha with her wavy brown hair, light brown eyes, and doesn't look Colombian like the actress who plays Tabitha. Henry would have for sure recognized her if that were the case. Plus, the young dream version of Tabitha looks nothing like Eloise, and Victor and Tabitha are nowhere near the same age. Could Tabitha be Miranda? This is a definite maybe, not in the sense that she is physically Miranda, but she is her spiritual successor. Remember that Henry was told by Miranda that she said there was a long line of people who were unsuccessful in saving the children. If you're a believer of the cycles theory like I am, Tabitha is this cycle's version of Miranda, and it's possible their memories are linked. So when Miranda was painting her visions, some which included Civil War soldiers and pilgrims, she's actually painting memories of her spiritual ancestors who also tried to save the children. Tabitha and Miranda had a lot in common. They both had visions of the Ankui children, both saw the town in their dreams before coming there, both made the same style bracelets for their husbands, and Henry and Miranda's favorite song was the same song Jim and Tabitha had as their first dance at their wedding. We also get to see what might be Miranda's death to fan favorite monster Smiley. However, I'm not sure she is dead. It's pretty convenient that Smiley takes her down right beside the faraway tree. I could see her kicking him off, or someone else saving her like Christopher or Eloise before she jumps into that tree. The wild card here is Eloise. She chased after her mother and was never seen again. Maybe she and Miranda made it through the tree together. So what does this mean going forward? Can Tabitha unlock more of these memories, and if so, how? The boy in white said the answers to this place are in the beginning, so surely having the ability to go back in time, like in flashback-style memories, may provide the answers on getting out. If Tabitha is having a rough time, it's nowhere near as rough as what Fatima is going through. Last episode, she was kidnapped by Elgin and taken to the mysterious room at the back of the root cellar. Right away, we'll notice a few things, like canned peaches, which are Victor's favorite food, and that baby mobile Elgin made for Fatima's baby a few episodes back. As much as Elgin says Fatima isn't a prisoner, she definitely is. But Elgin is confident he is doing the right thing by keeping her here. While Fatima believes her child to be evil, Elgin says it's not. The baby attacked Tilly through Fatima because it was scared and hungry. This is what the blood Elgin collected is for, to feed Fatima and the baby. She'll chug a bunch of it, and the next day her belly is markedly bigger. This baby is going to grow really fast. As I said in my last video, they aren't going to keep her chained down here for 9 months. Elgin believes this baby to be good because it was the day he found out Fatima was pregnant that unlocked a memory that ended up saving Julie, Randall, and Marielle. This memory or dream that he had was about a boy in white repeating the phrase, "Here they come for 3 unless you stop the melody," which Bacta recognized as an old nursery rhyme prompting Boyd to destroy the music box. That's kind of a stretch for me, so I'm still putting this baby in the evil category. It's also very suspicious when in Donna's flashback of Fatima, Fatima's first-year anniversary in town that Fatima is wearing an almost identical necklace to that worn by Mia Farrow's character in Rosemary's Baby, a movie about a woman carrying the spawn of Satan. Fatima has the worst escape attempt ever, and I wonder if this cut she gives Elgin will come into play later on. I thought for sure Ellis would have discovered it on him while Elgin was giving off the most suspicious vibes imaginable. Closely tied to Fatima's story this episode is Sarah. She hasn't heard any of the voices in her head since the season 2 finale, but whatever is in her head does something very odd. On the one hand, these voices taunt her, laughing that they're basically effed in trying to find Fatima, but on the other, it divulges some important information. Why would these voices tell her Fatima is near? It could tie into this idea of hope. Hope is what the evil feeds on, so they want to give the town hope before crushing it. And speaking of hope, Boyd gives this rousing, hopeful speech to the entire town. Perhaps this is the evil entity's plan and they are playing right into it. Leave it up to one of the writers from Lost to add a hatch. As if this root cellar couldn't get any weirder, there is this large metallic hatch on the bottom which appears to be Fatima's only way out. I wonder if this will lead to any of the tunnels below the town or a different structure altogether. With Tabitha and Julie near, the kimono woman physically gets on top of Fatima and prevents her from screaming. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer Elgin can keep her here before the jig is up. Victor, feeling that he was responsible for his mother's death, heads to Colony House, throwing a lot of old junk out the window. He tells Clara that he kept this stuff hoping it will help him remember, but now he doesn't want to remember anything at all. He takes with him an axe with the intention of chopping down a tree, and not just any tree, the faraway one his mother went to the night of her death. But while he's chopping away, the boy in white appears. Victor notes the boy in white has changed, and this is the show's way of making up a reason for why the actor who plays the boy in white is getting older when he's supposed to stay the same age. The boy says the tree is important, and he tried to help the town with Christopher, but that didn't work. Hence, the people have to, quote, learn for themselves. It's a really frustrating conversation to have because it doesn't answer much. Plus, Victor always considered the boy a friend, but isn't getting any answers from him. If Victor really wants to help the boy in white, who we still don't know is good or evil, then the boy says he must not chop down that tree. Speaking of trees, Jade decides to make his own bottle tree. For what reason? He thinks by making one it might give him a clue to figuring out the numbers. I don't really follow his thinking here, but I guess it's better than nothing. Jade also experiences a vision of Christopher holding Jasper. Jade has seen Christopher once before and Jasper a few times, the last one being in the tunnels in the season 2 finale. If you believe this cycles theory like I do, Jade would most likely be the spiritual successor to Christopher. Both men became obsessed with this symbol. There's a nice little conversation between Jade and Henry in which Jade tells Henry that he can't fix Victor because Victor isn't broken.
Victor is the product of what this place made him.
Jade states he's going back to the bar. I'm curious if it's for a drink because Tom told him that if he wants to figure out this place, he better sober up. Things aren't going well for Boyd either. The beginning of the episode sees his Parkinson's acting up, something he hasn't told his son about. It started around the time he and Sarah went into the woods, and now it seems to have gotten worse with his leg giving out. This development prompts him to ask Kenny to be his deputy again. He wants someone he can trust taking over the town when he's gone, and he doesn't want to see a hot-headed cop like Acosta taking the spot. In my last video, I mentioned hearing a rumor that there was a reason the writers haven't revealed Acosta's first name, and I think it would be hilarious if Acosta is the spiritual successor to Boyd's wife, Abby. Both Abby and Acosta are strong women with a background in either policing or the military. Abby was a Marine known as Iron Abby, so in that respect, including both being blonde white women, the two are similar. Boyd tells Donna about Fatima's disappearance. Donna is the only one besides Ellis and Elgin that knows Fatima was responsible for Tilly's murder. However, Donna decides to keep this secret to herself in order to rally the town to find her. She knows Fatima wouldn't have killed Tilly on her own, and the town needs the kindness that Fatima offers. Poor Donna gets paired with Acosta, who does not give up when it comes to asking questions about this place. Are they really going to believe Sarah the murderer that voices in her head are telling her these things? Couldn't she just be making this all up? And basically Donna gives her this staple "I'm sick of your shit" speech and says they'll have a talk when this search is all over. Julie has recovered from her mysterious journey through the threshold last episode, but lies about it to the others. Jim and Tabitha both sense she's holding something back, but what I thought was most intriguing about this scene was Marielle. She's the one who asks,
You don't remember anything else?
And gives this strange look back when exiting the room. I've had red flags about this girl all season since she started giving mystery medicine to Fatima. Jim, meanwhile, takes this opportunity to interrogate Randall about what he was doing with his daughter. We'll see Randall suffer from the sound of the cicadas, which conveniently stop as soon as Jim enters. We'll also see that totem he's been carving on his desk, which we still don't know the significance of and how it connects to the totems found in the old settlement. Jim learns that Randall warned Julie about those ruins, stating that place just felt wrong, and it's not too uplifting when Randall ends the conversation saying,
"None of us are getting out of here alive."
And it looks like Jade's speech to Jim last episode got to him, because he tells Tabitha that she can believe any crazy shit she wants to, and he'll back her 100%. So maybe this will help mend their relationship, which boiled over a few episodes ago. The Matthews family tries to have a normal breakfast at the diner, which Bacta has taken over. If you want a full breakdown of what this sign in the back reads, check out my episode 9 trailer breakdown. But long story short, they're lines from Emily Dickinson poems, but nothing too revelatory. We find out that Ethan blames himself for Julie's seizure. It was he who told Julie about this story about crossing the threshold. In the rolled over camper from season 1, Jim gives his son a nice speech about how this place wants us to blame ourselves, but we have to remember we're all doing our best and that we take care of each other. This is when a voice on the radio goes off pretending to be Jim's dead son, Thomas, and both Jim and Ethan ignore it, with Ethan even saying that's not Thomas. What effect is this going to have on the monsters who apparently need fear in order to thrive? I think this was a good setup episode for the finale, and that we're in for some huge reveals in next week's finale. With the introduction of these flashbacks, there's no telling what new details we'll uncover. But now I turn it over to you. What do you think will happen next? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and for more bad takes you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.